You know the moment. That little potty dance starts, they grab their tummy and say the magic words, "I need to poop." Finally!
You feel a surge of hope. This is it. You rush them to the bathroom, your heart pounding with encouragement. But as you get to the door, a wall goes up. Their little body goes rigid. The cheerful, "I gotta go," turns into tears. "No, I want my diaper." Your heart sinks. We were so close. And in that moment of frustration, we do what feels logical. We take a deep breath, try to be the firm but loving parent, and say the words, "No, honey, no diaper. We use the big potty now." The battle of wills begins. If this scene feels painfully familiar, I need you to listen closely. You are not alone in this. I'm Sarah. I'm not a doctor. I'm a mom on a mission to read all the studies and parenting books so you don't have to. And the most important thing I've discovered is that this battle, it's one you actually need to lose. Because that seemingly logical, firm response, the one we think shows we're in charge, can be a critical error. It can unintentionally kick off a painful chain reaction inside your child's body that can lead to months, sometimes years, of distress and genuine medical issues. So what actually happens inside their little body when they win this battle by holding it all in? The answer isn't a behavioral quirk. It's a medical chain reaction, and it starts with one simple physical fact. The longer poop stays in the colon, the harder and drier it gets. That's the colon's job, to absorb water. So when your child holds it in for a day, then two, that stool transforms from something soft and easy to pass into something hard, large, and rock-like. When they finally do go, it hurts a lot, and that pain becomes a powerful negative memory. The next time they feel the urge, their brain screams, "Remember how much that hurt? Don't do it." So they hold it in again. This creates a vicious cycle of fear and pain. Every bowel movement becomes a dreaded event, reinforcing their decision to avoid the toilet at all costs. But this is just stage one. If this cycle continues, it leads to something far more serious, a physically stretched bowel. The constant backlog of hard, compacted stool literally begins to stretch the walls of your child's lower colon and rectum, the same way an overfilled balloon expands. And this is where the truly shocking consequences begin. There are three of them. The first is a loss of power. Imagine the elastic waistband in a favorite pair of sweatpants. When it's new, it's snug and effective, but if you were to stretch it to its absolute limit and hold it there for days on end, it would lose its snap. It becomes loose, weak, and can't do its job anymore. This is exactly what happens to the colon. It's a muscle. Its job is to contract powerfully to push stool out, but when it's been overstretched for weeks or months, it becomes weak and flabby. It simply doesn't have the strength to push effectively anymore. The second consequence is a loss of sensation. The walls of the rectum are lined with specialized nerves that send a signal to the brain saying, "Hey, it's time to go." But when these walls are constantly stretched, the nerves get desensitized. They stop firing correctly. This is the single most important part of this whole video. Your child is no longer ignoring the urge to poop. The urge is simply not arriving. They literally, physically cannot feel when they need to go. This leads directly to the third and most misunderstood consequence, soiling, or what doctors call encopresis. Parents will call me and say their child is having diarrhea, but they're also constipated. How is that possible? It's because the colon is so packed with a hard mass of stool that only liquid, new stool from higher up, can sneak around the edges of the blockage and leak out. And this is where it becomes heartbreaking. Your child might be playing with their Legos and stand up to find their underwear is soiled, and they have no idea how it happened. They feel confused, maybe ashamed. You might think they're being lazy or defiant, when in reality, they are a victim of their own internal plumbing. They cannot control what they cannot feel. This isn't a behavioral problem, it's a symptom of a severe medical one. And if that weren't enough, there is one final hidden consequence.
Think of your child's abdomen as a small, crowded neighborhood. This large, hard mass of stool is a bully that starts pushing everyone else around. And its primary victim? The bladder. The impacted rectum puts constant pressure on the bladder, reducing its capacity and irritating its nerves. The result? Unexplained daytime or nighttime wedding accidents long after you thought they were fully potty trained. This isn't just my theory. This entire physiological process is a foundational concept in pediatric gastroenterology, and these principles are supported by research and guidelines from organizations like the American Academy of Pediatrics. And I have to be really clear about this. Once a child's bowel is severely stretched and desensitized, it is not a quick fix. We are talking about a condition that, according to pediatric specialists, can take many, many months of medical and behavioral intervention to fully resolve. Hearing that can feel absolutely overwhelming, I know. The thought of your child potentially facing months of distress is terrifying. And if you're feeling a little bit of panic right now, please take a breath. This whole cycle can be so invisible and confusing. Have you ever felt stuck in a potty training battle or noticed some of these signs? Share your biggest challenge in the comments below. Let's support each other because you are absolutely not alone in this. Now, I know that was heavy, but the best part is this entire nightmare scenario is almost completely preventable. Here is the gentle, step-by-step roadmap to ensure toilet training is a positive experience. And that roadmap begins not with the toilet itself, but with the room it's in. Our entire goal here is to dial down the fear and dial up the comfort. So before we ever ask them to poop on the toilet, we need to make them feel safe in the bathroom. Think about it from their tiny perspective. The Rhone has cold, hard surfaces. The toilet is this giant porcelain throne. And the flush? It's a deafeningly loud vortex of swirling water that, to a 2-year-old, can feel genuinely terrifying. So our first simple mission is to neutralize the space. And the single most effective way to do this is to start changing all of their diapers in the bathroom. Wet ones, poopy ones, every single one. Don't even mention the toilet. Just make it the designated spot for diaper changes. This simple routine quietly teaches them a crucial association. This room is where my body's functions happen. It's normal, it's routine, no pressure. Okay, once the room feels less intimidating, we can talk about the hardware. Here's the problem. An adult toilet is anatomically wrong for a child's body. When a toddler sits on one, their feet dangle in the air. This makes them feel unstable, so their little hands are gripping the seat for dear life. But more importantly, from a medical standpoint, that dangling position automatically tenses the exact pelvic floor muscles that need to be completely relaxed for a poop to pass easily. So, we need 2 pieces of equipment. First, a toilet seat reducer. This makes the opening smaller, which immediately helps them feel more secure, like they won't fall in. You can get the simple removable rings, but I found that a full family-style seat, the kind with the little kid seat built right into the lid, is often better. It feels more permanent and stable, it doesn't wiggle around, and there's no risk of it pinching their legs. But the second piece of hardware is the real game changer. This is the one I consider non-negotiable, a good, sturdy footstool. This is about so much more than just helping them get on the toilet. It is the key to creating the perfect pooping posture. It's all about getting their knees higher than their hips. Here's the easiest way to understand why this matters. Imagine a garden hose with a sharp kink in it. When your child sits on a tall toilet with their feet dangling, their colon has a natural kink, just like that hose. They have to push against that internal resistance. But the moment they use a stool and bring their knees up into a squatting position, it's like you're straightening out that garden hose. The kink is gone, the pathway is clear. Everything can now flow freely, without effort and without pain. This simple shift in posture does the work for them. When you're looking for a stool, just make sure it's sturdy, no wobbling, and has non-slip grips on both the top surface and the feet. Stability is everything for building their confidence. So that's step 1. Notice we haven't even talked about asking them to use the potty yet. This is all preparation. By creating a comfortable environment and providing the right physical support, we've built the foundation for success. Once they feel physically secure, we can finally start talking about the poop itself. All right, with our stage set and our little one feeling safe, we can begin what I call the 4-step comfort method.
And I want you to think of this less as training and more as a gentle, pressure-free game we're going to play together. The key principle through all of this is patience. If you meet any resistance, you simply retreat to the previous step where they were comfortable. We are never showing frustration. We are only celebrating progress, no matter how small. Okay, let's begin. Step A, poop in a diaper, but in the bathroom. The moment your child says they need to poop, you guide them into the bathroom. You let them poop in their diaper standing up wherever they are comfortable inside that room. The only goal here is to build a strong mental link between the act of pooping and the location of the bathroom. That's it. We're just associating the act with the place. As their parent coach, when they say, "I have to poop," you can say with a calm, positive voice, "Great, listening to your body. Let's go to the bathroom to do our poop." You're not asking them to use the toilet. You're just changing the location. Make it a simple, non-negotiable routine. Once that's become normal, we move to step B, poop in a diaper while sitting on the toilet. This is a huge step. For the first time, they are connecting the toilet seat with the act of pooping, but with the complete security of their diaper still on. They're just getting used to the posture and the sensation of sitting on the potty while their body does its thing. Your coaching script here is crucial. You might say, "Okay, time to poop. Let's go sit on your special potty seat with our diaper on." If they resist sitting, do not push. This is so important. "No problem. We can poop standing in the bathroom today. We can try sitting tomorrow." The goal is progress, not perfection. Pushing here can undo all the trust we've built. Now for the real magic. Step C, the safety net poop. They are now comfortable sitting on the toilet with their diaper on. The next step is to bridge the gap between the diaper and the toilet bowl, and we have 2 wonderful, gentle ways to do this. Option 1, you have them sit on the potty and you literally cut a hole in the back of the diaper. The poop falls through into the toilet, but they still feel the familiar, snug security of the diaper around their hips. Option 2, you can simply open a diaper up and lay it inside the toilet bowl so they're pooping onto a familiar surface. As their coach, you can frame this as a fun choice. "Wow, you're getting so big. Today, we can try a magic trick. We can either put a special poop catcher in the potty, or we can try sitting with our diaper on like a superhero belt. Which one sounds more fun?" Giving them a choice gives them power, and it turns a scary step into an exciting game. And finally, once they are completely comfortable with the safety net poop, we move to the last step, step D, pooping directly in the toilet. Honestly, if you followed the other steps patiently, this last one often happens naturally. They are already in the right place, in the right position, and they understand what happens. The only difference is removing that last little safety nut. When they finally do it, this is a moment for quiet celebration. Your coaching here is all about reinforcement. Avoid huge, overwhelming parties. Instead, a warm, proud voice, "You did it! You listened to your body, and you were so brave to poop right in the potty. I am so proud of you." You're praising their bravery and their process, solidifying this as a positive, successful accomplishment. And that feeling, that moment of quiet pride for both of you, is what this entire journey is all about. It's about understanding that the standoff in front of the toilet is the enemy. Forcing a child can lead to a real, painful medical cycle, while a gradual, comfort-first approach is always the safest and most effective path forward.
By creating that safe, physically supportive environment and then gently guiding them through those 4 steps, you're building trust and connection. You now have the knowledge to prevent months of potential distress and to make this a truly positive milestone for your family. My mission here is to do the research so you don't have to. So if you're dedicated to raising healthy, happy kids based on science and empathy, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's next. For a full list of all the recommended items we talked about, I've put a comprehensive toilet training essentials guide for you, linked right in the description below. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.